So you're self-publishing a book and you have big dreams for where this book is going to go. And you've started to do your research and you're looking into the technical side of things. And you've come across one question that you don't know the answer to. And that question is, should you start your own publishing company? So if that is a question that has been wandering through your mind for the past couple of days, this video is going to be for you because we are going to discuss whether or not you should start an actual publishing company or an LLC to self-publish your book. We'll be talking about the benefits and disadvantages to starting an LLC, as well as taxes and book ISBNs. So if that's something you've been curious about, make sure to stay tuned. Hello everyone, my name is Mandi, Lynn. I'm an author, book cover designer, and the creator of the Book Launch Planner series. I make weekly videos on the business of being an author, so if that's something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon so you never miss a new upload. So first things first, why would you want to create a publishing company? I mean, really, why go out of your way to create an LLC? Because as you start doing research on an LLC, you'll realize there's a lot that goes into it. Mostly extra fees. So there's the formation fee, there's the annual fee, there's a registered agent, which isn't technically required, but I highly recommend you get a registered agent. And then there's also other fees that vary by whatever state you live in. Now, I do promise, despite all the fees that come with starting an LLC, there's actually a lot of really good reasons as to why you would want to start an LLC. I say this as someone who currently has an LLC to run their business. So, first things first, let's talk about taxes. So for me in particular, I am someone who has multiple streams of income. I'm on YouTube, I sell merch, I sell signed books, I also have my courses. There's a lot of different streams of income coming from a lot of different places. When you have an LLC, it's a little bit easier to file your taxes for certain write-offs that you're able to file when you have an LLC, but you can't file when you have a sole proprietorship. Because an LLC, you require paperwork. A sole proprietorship, you kind of just are one if you operate as a business, but there's certain things you qualify for tax write-off wise that an LLC does that a sole proprietorship does not. And also, even if you are just a sole proprietor, you may still be required to do some paperwork to file a DBA, which is doing business as. So even though it's not an LLC, you still might need to file paperwork and pay a fee. Now, next up, let's talk about liabilities, because this I feel like is the most major part of why people tend to sign up for an LLC. Because when you sign up for an LLC, you and your personal assets are not liable for whatever happens in your business. So say someone sues you. They are suing your business versus you personally. It's just a way of you protecting your personal assets. So whenever it comes to lawsuits, debts, or anything of that nature, it's your business on the line, not all of your personal stuff on the line. And I feel like this is extra important if you are a publishing company that plans to eventually publish other people's books, because it's one thing to publish your own books, but if you publish other people's books, you're getting other people involved, and then you definitely need to file for an LLC, not just for the liability of things, but also because you are therefore operating as a true business and really do need to get that paperwork to legally operate. Next, let's talk about ISBNs. And I say this because the next question is, do you want to own your ISBNs? Because when you publish your book, you can choose to either get the free ISBNs provided by whatever print-on-demand company you choose, or you can purchase your own ISBN, because when you purchase your own ISBN, you want to put your publishing house as the owner of that ISBN. And there's a lot that goes into free versus paid ISBNs, and we do not have time to talk about that in this video. I actually have a whole separate YouTube video that talks about why you would want to get a free versus paid ISBN. So I'm going to recommend you watch that video to find out if you want a free versus paid ISBN, because there's a lot of moving parts to making that decision. And also, I should say that's almost specific to the United States. because other countries, I guess, give out ISBNs for free, but the United States, you have to pay a fee. Not surprised by that. But make sure to watch the video that will be linked down below to see if having a free or paid ISBN is a better match for you and your goals for your book. Next thing to talk about is credibility. Now, I feel like most readers are very accepting of self-published books these days. I feel like social media has made reading self-published books more and more common, which is awesome. So this credibility point may not be as big of a point as it would have been years ago, but when you self-publish a book, I feel like the big thing is that you don't want to look like a self-published book. You want to look like a regular, traditionally published book that sits on the shelf with all the other books. And sometimes accomplishing the looks like a traditionally published book task is accomplished by having a logo on the spine of your book for your publishing house. So some people start an LLC or a publishing company just to make it look that much more traditionally published. And it's not meant to trick the reader, it's just to make it look more professional. And even if the book isn't printed and it's just on Amazon, when you have your own publishing house, you can actually list that as the publisher on the back end of KDP. So when someone purchases your book on Amazon, it lists your publishing house as the publisher rather than Amazon. Because if you don't list a publisher, it will just put Amazon as the publisher, which in theory can look a little less unprofessional. But again, I feel like so many people are reading self-published books these days that it's not quite as important as it used to be. And then another point to bring up is, do you plan on publishing other authors? I talked about this a little bit earlier. But if you plan on publishing other people's books, not just your own books, you will be legally required to start an LLC. This is because you are working with other people. You are signing contracts, you are distributing royalties, and most of all, you're just publishing other people's works on their behalf. So you're also filing for copyright and all of that. Legally, you will have to file for an LLC or something along that lines, maybe an S Corp, C Corp, probably just an LLC if we're being honest. And like I said earlier, you'll want the liability protection since you are working with other people. And things can always get a little dicey when you start working with other people. So now that we've kind of talked about all the reasons why you might want to start an LLC, let's talk about why you don't need to start an LLC. Reason number 1, you're just doing this for fun. You just plan on publishing 1 book, maybe 2 books, but you don't plan on making a lot of money off of it. Reason number 2, you don't see it turning into a business or generating a lot of income. Again, going back to it's just for fun. And reason number 3, if all the other reasons that I talked about in this video today, like credibility, liability, taxes, and ISBNs, if all those reasons don't resonate with you, then you don't need to start an LLC. And you can always start an LLC down the line as well. Like my first 2 books I published without an LLC, and then I created my LLC later, and then republished the books under my LLC, which you don't have to do. I just did because I wanted to. But you don't have to make the decision now. You can always create your business later down the line and put things under the umbrella later. The bottom line is you don't have to start an LLC. I only really recommend it if you plan on taking whatever you're doing and turning it into a business. If you do want to turn it into a business and see it generating money, then yes, start an LLC. That's probably the best thing to do. Anyways, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe.